Howdy y'all, Stock Warden here, back with another video. Today's video we're looking at Lithium Americas Corporation and to see just why their stock is dipping and where they're heading into now that there is a huge change in US mining companies. So as it starts and states, there is a defense driven demand that is surging in US listings by mining firms. So, and that's been just in this year. So, but even more striking is there is a full change in language as a lot of these mining firms are explicitly targeting defense related contracts and demand for critical minerals. So there's at least 18 different companies that's getting into this. So, but most of them are Canadian, but it's still having the same focus where America is still trying to pull in the mining operations and pulling the specific desired critical minerals and metals from American soil. So that's still 100% a major focus on what this is for not only defense focus and government focus, but that is exactly where Lithium Americas is going to be lining up. So, and with that, you have a valuation of this type of area being anywhere from 25 million to $7.5 billion in value, which is a part of what they're trying to boost for these critical mineral and metal listings. So that's also a huge price to pay. So, and it's somewhat seeming as if the market is kind of getting watered down a little bit, trying to see that there's a lot of North American potential, even though there is a large chunk of it inside Canada. So that is going to bring a couple of different challenges for some of the American made and built mining operations. So that is possible why we've seen a little bit of a dip on Lithium Americas over the past week. So that, and also they've had a couple of pretty hard sells that they've had here just lately with a couple of different insiders selling a pretty substantial amount. So, but even with that, and the stock's now sitting at closed at $6.15 a share, the National Bank of Canada is bringing their price target to $7.25 a share from $7.50 a share, which $7.50 has been a pretty accurate dynamic. So, I mean, I would say that currently where the stock is at $6.15, I would say it's more than likely a solid medium line. So anywhere between 620 and 630. So I'm going to draw a line at 625 is what I would end up putting here. I'm going to draw that all the way across the map. So then we can see that right now we're kind of under a resistance line, which shouldn't be too hard to kind of break out from that median resistance. And then I would bring a top end relatively between 710 up to about 720. So I'm going to draw a line at 715 here, and you can kind of see how all of that stacks up with a lot of the way our candles have been looking over the course of the past 3 months. So we have had some good breakthrough above 715 where we were seeing $8 a share for quite some time. Over the course of more than a week, we were seeing $8 a share. So, which is an awesome focus and breakthrough to be able to pay attention to and watch. So, whenever they start slinging these defense contracts around, and if they end up bringing in new this new lady that they have brought into their fold. Excuse me, I'm pulling her name up. Dr. Rachel Hampton is the new Vice President of Exploration for Lithium America. So, and she has worked in lithium exploration since 2019 with experience spanning the full spectrum of lithium deposit types, from brines, volcano, sedimentary, and pegmatites. So, and that has been at the forefront of applying machine learning workflows to lithium target generation and exploration efficiency. So, she is joining in this Lithium America from Cobalt Metals, which the AI-driven critical minerals exploration company where she served as a lithium exploration geologist. So prior to them, she helped lead exploration at LAC, so she had already contributed core technical work at the Thacker Pass project in Nevada. So, in doing all of those other things, she brings a lot to the table with not only her work and job history, but also with her great knowledge in not only finding these minerals, but also refining them as well to be able to bring LAC just that much closer to having that much better of a product after they're able to locate it and pull it out of the ground. So that is something that I'm looking forward to seeing whenever they actually get a little bit deeper into the Thacker Pass and being able to push harder on being able to start doing more refining whenever they get done with phase 1, which will be later on this year. So definitely stay tuned for whenever all of that news is going to come out. I'm sure that should be something that they should start putting out within the next month or so on where they're standing with Thacker Pass and how they're moving forward towards that. But at least for right now, the stock is on a decent trend. It does have good sentiment. And now with Dr. Rachel Hampton in as Vice President of Exploration, they should be able to pinpoint and get better and larger and more concentrated deposits out of Thacker Pass for better and more volume of refining. So, with all that being said, that is all I have for Lithium Americas Corporation. So, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next video. So, this is the Stock Warden riding off. See y'all come back now, you hear?